A lot of times we define who we are. We define our capabilities. We define our abilities. Even the opportunities around us, we define them by the circumstances that we find ourselves in. And that is what we saw with Gideon. When the angel came to Gideon, I said to Gideon, I have come so that you, Gideon, will rescue Israel from the Midianites. Gideon was like, so where is this God that they said has been doing all kinds of things? Where has it been? And that's the question on our minds. So Pastor said this, the Bible said that, but I'm not seeing it in my life. But in the verse 1 of that chapter 6, the first thing it says is that again, Israel did what was wrong. NIV says, did evil in the sight of the Lord. So the question is, what are you doing? Okay, so you are in that circumstance, you are in that situation, very unpleasant, it is very painful, but what are you doing? Are you doing things because that's how you feel? Are you doing things because that is because you're feeling pain? Then your reactions must be driven by the pain that you feel. What are you doing? Because of your circumstance. Are you doing just enough in your workplace? Or you're working hard for the good of your employer? Or as a contractor, are you doing just enough? Or you're going the extra mile to make sure that you leave a good experience with the person who has given you the job? For those of us who are employees here, one of the things that we do is that, after all, my salary is 200K. So why should I do the work of somebody that earns 350,000? And we forget that the person who is qualified for promotion is a person who has demonstrated on this level that he is at, that he has a capacity to be moved to the next level and be given more responsibilities because he's already doing more responsibilities on his current level. Are you raising your children with discipline? Or you're careless about the way you're doing it? Because you think that you're not getting enough help from the places where help should come from. Or you think that you're too weak to be able to do what you're supposed to do. Are you kind to your neighbors? Or are you always angry and unapproachable? The question is, what are you doing? So there is what you may have done before the circumstance happened, and there is what are you doing now? Okay, so things have gone bad. So what are you doing? Are you working out your salvation with fear and trembling? Or you are driven by the pain and the inconvenience of your current circumstance? James chapter 4 verse 17. If anyone then knows the good that they ought to do and doesn't do it, what is it to that person? It is sin. What are you doing? You think that God hasn't come through. You think that if you're not feeling God, you cannot see that God is around you. And the question is, in spite of all of that, are you doing? If I come around your house, if we visit you at your workplace, can we find the Christian that you are in that place, in spite of your circumstance? Because for Gideon, I would say, or for the Israelites, what had happened was that, number one, they did evil in God's sight, so God punished them by sending the Midianites. Number two is that while they were being punished by the Midianites, before they cried unto God, what were they doing? You will notice that the sequence that the Bible showed to us was, one, the Israelites did evil in the sight of God and God punished them. Two, they cried to the Lord. Three, God sent help. So what are you doing? Are you crying to God? Are you asking God for help? Are you asking God to help? Okay, so have you been asking and you have stopped? What are you doing? Are you struggling to be able to meet the needs of your family? The Lord is with you, great dad and great mom. The Lord is with you, the best employee of the year. For those of us who are struggling to be able to meet up in the workplace, the Lord is with you, the successful entrepreneur. For those of us whose businesses seem to be on the path of, it's just going northward. Looks like there is no hope. The Lord is with you. No matter how bad the circumstances. So the challenge I have for you today is to see yourself that the way God sees you. Is to see yourself the way God sees you. I know that things can get so bad. Well, I have had my own fair share, and I still have those that I'm dealing with. But this is what God is saying. Don't define your boundaries. Don't define your opportunities by what you're going through now. Because what God has in store, eyes have not seen, ears have not heard what God has in store for those who love him. The Lord greets you today by calling you the very opposite of that circumstance. And I encourage you to respond to the Lord, believe in him, and become what he calls you. Don't become what your current circumstance tells you. Please, let's take this song. Help me to see me the way you see me. Times I see pain, Lord, when you see victory.
I see where we are now.
You see where I shine.
Open my eyes, help me believe I am what you say.
Help me to see me. Help me to see
The
when you see.
Sometimes
I see
pain and love. When
you
you
see
see
victory.
I see where I am. You see
See where I shall be.
Open my eyes, help me believe I am what you see.
See me victorious.
You see me victorious.
You see
You see me fair. You see me believe. that you are able. You see me rejoice, say that I have survived. Open my eyes, help me believe I am what you see.
Please turn that to a prayer, that God will help you to see what he sees of you. God sees a great person. God sees just man. God sees a family that is like heaven on earth. God sees a business that is on the verge of a breakthrough. God sees, he sees you as a beautiful mom, as a great daughter, as a great businessman. God sees you. He said to Gideon, go in your strength. He didn't even tell him, I have given. He said, that strength that you think you don't have, that strength that you think is too small, that is the strength required to go forward and become what God sees you. Strength that you require to become what God sees you to be. Be encouraged today. Be encouraged. Because God sees. He sees a king when others see a shepherd boy. He sees a deliverer when others see a wanderer in Moses.